morning to one and all gathered. Today I am going to speak on today's education and tomorrow's education. First, let us understand what is the meaning of education. Education is something through which we gain knowledge and learn some skills. From where do we get this? We get these things from schools. Thus, school education is the most important thing. We know that before 3000 years, men began his first pottery and developed the scripture writing in which he explained his ideas to us. Next came the era where he landed in Europe, and now came the era where he landed in Mars. Thus, time is the most precious thing. Time is running so fast. So, today's education not only want to keep pace with today, but it want to bring a strong, stiff foundation for tomorrow. I'm going to say you the four major important things for today's and tomorrow's education. Those are change in economy, change in money, change in the world, change in society. First, let us discuss how economy contributes for this. Economy is the most important thing which is needed for the development of country. Economy is developed by a person who is knowledgeable rather than by a person who is a physically labor people. Thus, change in economy can contribute for the educational growth. Next comes technology. We are the first generation to enter into a world where education plays a major role in technology. We are learning using many other technical devices. But whether this is sufficient for any other things? No. We have the teachers who are the valuable sources. Thus, teachers plays the important role in educational growth. Next comes change in work. Urbanization occurs because of educational development. People now understand the value of education. So, people move from rural areas to urban areas. Next comes change in society. People now solve their problem from one part of the world to another part of the world just in minute-by-minute basis. Thus, education also plays a major role in changing the world. I want to also say that school and education plays a major role in developing a child. Let us take a small amount of clay, fold it in our hands, it makes an object. But if we pour it down, it is a mixture of sand. It is not used for any other thing. Thus, education is also same as that. If we mold a thing, we can develop a country into a good thing. But if we are not doing so, we can't develop. Next comes change in women development. Women are not educated properly. Let us see whether tomorrow's education provides a good development for women. As mentioned by Malala, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the whole world. Let us observe. Let us be the first generation to see the empty classrooms. Let us be the first generation to see a woman educated and prospers in a greater height. Now enters the field whether the government schools are providing a good education for women. Around 35.78514% of the schools are not providing proper education for women. Thus, women want to be encouraged for their growth. Next, I want to share you a small story. One man was passing through a desert. He saw many pebbles. A voice heard from back asking him to collect some more pebbles. Next day, he saw in his pocket that the pebbles changed into diamond and many more other valuable things. He was glad that he had taken some. He was sorry that he didn't take more. Thus, education is also the similar thing. Today we will be glad that we have taken some, but tomorrow we will be not glad that we have taken more. So, education is the most important. Be confident. Then next comes the where intelligence plays the major role. Intelligence along with character decides one's future. Intelligence and character is the true goal of education. As mentioned by Barack Obama in India when he came to India in Republic Day, maths, science, social and many more other things teach us how to live, but practical knowledge is more important. Only CBSE schools are having PSC based tests, but we want all other government schools for PSC. Thus, it provides all students for intelligent thinking. Another thing which we want to concentrate more is on practically based education. During olden days, curriculum system was followed, by which the people learn many other things. But nowadays, when it is followed, people are not created with practical based knowledge, more than which they are concentrating on their theoretical part. Thus, education wants to provide a practical based. Next comes whether we are standing in the correct position. As mentioned by Shri Narendra Modi ji, cleanliness is the good for our country. Swachh Bharat is a very, very important part in India. If our country is clean, education comes. Thus, Swachh Bharat is also an important part in the educational system. We are the most valuable sources of education of teachers. Teachers mold us in properly. Teachers teach us behaviors to learn to interact to cope with the environment. Thus, education is also developed by a teacher. we are not giving a proper scope for educational change. Thus, teachers want to be encouraged. Teachers, more than technology, teachers want to develop, and teachers want to provide a good educational system. I conclude my speech by saying that pen is mightier than sword. Thus, an educated person can change the whole world. And women want to be educated. We be the first generation to see all are educated. And a person should learn to think, not to learn how to think. Thus, a teacher plays a major role in this. I conclude that the judges are giving me a proper opportunity to speak to everybody about educational change in India. Thank you.